Kevin, just for here from the Garden back 2 in the Simpsons review. And if I the last one, go and check it out. And this is another good episode. So the episode starts with they stand by watching Itchy and Scratchy and try not to wake up Marge and Homer. And yeah, a very brutal looking one too. Itchy and Scratchy. But very funny. But they laugh and Marge remembers to get up for church, which she tells Homer to get up, which they're at church, and Reverend Lovejoy is doing the sermon, and everybody's trying to stay awake. Homer hits his head, and yeah, everybody's again trying to stay awake. And he sees that everybody's asleep, so he puts the bird noise, and they start saying how now it's the best time of the time, and that they're gonna go to the dump and dump their Christmas tree. And Marge goes to Reverend Lovejoy and talks about how needing help really. Helpers for the church, and talking about the sermons and stuff. And Homer is trying to get the tree out, which all the sap gets on Bart, and they start digging, have football, a doll with a mouse in it, Homer getting attacked by a raccoon, Bart telling him to come look at this, which they find this box, which it says Homer's head, it looks. And he's all freaking out, wondering what this could mean. And yeah, he's very much, Reverend is very pleased of Marge's idea, and of course Principal Skinner calls needing help from Reverend and telling him to look in the Bible, and Marge saying that he probably really needed some help, which he says we see a flashback of when he's pretty much stopped caring, which when he first came to the church, and Ned was the first one to call, and we just see him keep calling him till eventually he stopped caring. So he leaves that to Marge, the phone, and Mo calls and asking about some things. He hangs up, then calls again, wanting to talk about more things. And Marge not wanting Homer to put that box on the table. And she's like, nobody is watching them. And saying how she is going to be volunteering at the church. Which Homer and the kids try to see what it actually is. And this is like Mr. Sparkle. Yeah, it's a Mr. Sparkle. And he's like, Mr. Sparkle, eh? And yeah, Marge actually gets a job of actually helping people with their problems. Like Lenny and Principal Skinner's mom wanting to cut, and he's like, he's a principal of a school, not the line, and she said, and you'll never be. And Homer trying to call the factory, which, yeah, he just dials the numbers very slowly, which we see the factory, and he calls with the chief, or the chief of the place, and everybody leaving the sermon and at the church and wanting Marge's advice. And Reverend is wondering what he's doing wrong, which the stained glass all talk to him. And Reverend's wife calls Marge, saying that he hasn't come out of the attic from the trains in 2 days. And she's saying maybe he just needs some time. And yeah, him all said while doing the train, Homer gets a package, and it has a tape in it, which, yeah, is a Mr. Sparkle thing, which is really weird, I could just say. A really weird thing. And Homer's like, that they stole his face. They pretty much put his face on there, and just, it didn't really explain anything. They just took his face and just splattered it on there. Which they saw exactly how they put it. They put a fish and a light bulb, and ta-da. Meanwhile, Ned calls Marge, saying that his crisis, that some bullies are just hanging around his store, and he needs some help trying to get rid of them, which he then says to kindly to leave, which, yeah, he calls again, and they're all surrounding him, which the next morning, Ned's wife comes and saying that he's gone missing, pretty much, and has not returned home, which, yeah, he's being chased. And Marge comes to Reverend Lovejoy about the whole thing and wondering what to do, which, yeah, they get a call, he answers, and Ned trying to figure out exactly where, they're trying to figure out where he is, and they figure it out, which, yeah, they get told he got chased at the zoo. The boys start to leave, which, yeah, he then gets attacked by wild monkeys. They start trying to call him. These Japanese people take picture of Homer because they think it's Mr. Sparkle. And, yeah, he's pretty much in a jam. And one of the zookeepers are like, they're going to kill him, pretty much. Which Reverend comes on the train and rescue him just in time and gets rid of these monkeys. And he says to thank Marge. And, yeah, this time his sermon has pretty much gotten the attention of everybody. And the episode ends with him just telling the whole story of his sermon. A real great episode. But hopefully you enjoyed. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. It's fun to get in general. See me say new. Let me know what you think. Catch you on next one.